As Duryodhana and Karna convince Dhritarashtra to attack Pandavas in Panchala, Vidura tries to convince his brother to follow the advice of Bhishma and Drona. Swami Vivekananda says that one should not judge a person based on his greatest achievements but on what he does greatly on a daily basis. While the Dushta Chatushtayam, which is Karna, Duryodhana, Dushasana and Shakuni, had their few odd days of glory, what makes them evil is the way they lived the rest of their lives. The conversations which we are going to discuss in this episode will reflect the true nature of a primary character whose misdeeds are not spoken as much as his good deeds. Karna. Jai Srimannarayana. I am the Pauranika. Welcome to the 45th episode of Sri Mahabharata as written by sage Vedavyasa. On obtaining Drupada's consent, as Dhaumya performed the event, Pandavas married Draupadi one after the other on different days. After the wedding, Drupada gifted 100 golden chariots, 100 elephants with golden shields to their tusks, 100 servants, precious clothes and jewelry to Pandavas. In the presence of fire, he gave Pandavas the clothes and ornaments that symbolize and establish their authority. Then Draupadi humbly touched the feet of Kunti and Kunti blessed her. She said, "Take care of your husbands like Indrani who serves Indra, like Swaha who serves Agni and like Lakshmi who takes care of Narayana. Be blessed with great warriors for children. Serve the guests, elders and the unfortunate ones. By adhering to Dharma, may you become the empress of this Kurujangalam and other kingdoms that would be won by your husbands." Even Krishna and Balarama sent various precious gifts like jewels, precious clothes, blankets made in different lands, gems, pearls, beds, many vehicles and a large number of servants. Krishna also sent them many elephants, horses, chariots and gold coins. Within no time, with the help of the messengers and spies, all the kings got to know that the elegant Draupadi married the Pancha Pandavas. The one who had hit the target in the Swayamvaram was Arjuna, and the one who had thrown Shalya to the ground while threatening the kings with a tree was Bhimasena. After the Swayamvaram, the Dhartarashtras completely came under the influence of Shakuni and Karna. They all sat together to discuss. Shakuni said, "Few enemies were to be weakened, few enemies were to be tortured, but the Pandavas were to be destroyed by all the Kshatriyas. After facing a defeat at the hands of the Pandavas, if you do not act sooner, you are destined to suffer. Drupada, whom Pandavas are expecting help from, is very weak. This is the time to attack them. If you do not get revenge, world will laugh at you. We should attack them before the Yadavas or other prominent kings realize this. If they all choose to side with Drupada, things will get tougher. Before any of them get a whiff of our plan, we should seize this kingdom of Panchala. This is our primary target." Upon hearing Shakuni's evil intentions, the intelligent Bhurishrava said, "One should attack an enemy only after knowing about his 7 affiliations, like his king, minister, allies, treasury, territory, the fortified capital, and his army. We must also take the situations into consideration. We have to attack the enemy when he is weak. However, Pandavas right now are very strong with great friends and a great treasury. Their valor and strength need no mention. With his behavior and words, the already handsome Arjuna stole the hearts of the people. Yudhishthira is an expert in Sama, Dana, Beda and Dandopayas. He will use his natural strength and his friends. He can forego his ego and win over his enemies. If need be, he will strengthen his position by buying off his enemies with money. All the Devatas led by Indra himself cannot defeat the Pandavas. On top of that, Krishna and Balarama also support them. In my opinion, it is only wise to make peace with Pandavas and return to our kingdoms. Look at the city. It has great mansions, gates and watchtowers. The city is surrounded by water. On four sides, it has dry grass, chaff, wheat, flammable materials, machines, and arms. The city has three prakaras. First layer is Aishtaka, made of bricks. Second layer is Darva, made of wood. And the third and strongest one is Manusha, humans. These are the protective layers of the kingdom. Drupada is a great king loved by his people, so we will face resistance from them as well. In the meanwhile, if Yadavas get to know that we surrounded the Pandavas, they will attack us fiercely. On hearing Bhurishrava, all the kings returned to their kingdoms, so did Duryodhana along with Ashwadhama, Shakuni, Karna and Krupa. Dushasana, however, said subtly to his brother Duryodhana, who was deeply hurt, "Brother, as Arjuna was in the guise of a Brahmana, he won Draupadi. I think it's their sheer luck," he said, and later accused the dead Purochana all their way home. The Kauravas feared the might of Drishtadyumna, Shikhandi and other sons of Drupada too, along with the Pandavas. Their arrogance was put in place. On hearing the news of Pandavas marrying Draupadi, upon the arrival of Kauravas, Vidura went to Dhritarashtra and happily announced, "Maharaja, the Kuru lineage is going to grow." Then Dhritarashtra said, "How fortunate!" He thought his son Duryodhana married Draupadi and asked his assistants to bring jewelry for Draupadi. He then asked Duryodhana to bring Draupadi. Then Vidura calmly told him that Draupadi married the Pandavas and all the Pandavas were safe and alive. Vidura explained the events of the Swayamvara to Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra, to hide his intentions, said that it was his great fortune that Pandavas were alive. Dhritarashtra said, "I am so happy to hear this. Kunti is a sagacious woman. An alliance with Drupada is great for our family. He is from the Vasu lineage and is the foremost among the kings. His sons and grandsons are great warriors and ardent followers of Dharma. I love Pandavas more than Pandu ever loved them. I am so glad to obtain Drupada as a relative through Pandavas." Then Vidura said, "Raja, may your thoughts remain unchanged," and left to his place. Then Karna and Duryodhana approached Dhritarashtra and said, "We couldn't speak clearly in front of Vidura. We are alone now. That's why we came to you. Father, tell us your true intentions. Do you really consider the growth of our enemies as our growth? On top of that, you have praised them too in front of Vidura. We are supposed to make Pandavas weak and you are doing something else. We should make sure that they do not destroy us along with our next generations." Then Dhritarashtra said, "Even I wish to do the same. However, I must make sure that Vidura does not know my intentions. That's why I sing their praises in front of him. Duryodhana, Karna, tell me what you're thinking." Duryodhana said, "Father, we should deploy our trusted people to do this job. We should separate the sons of Kunti from the sons of Madri. Else, we should give huge money to Drupada, his ministers and his sons and convince them to leave Dharmaja. Or, we should use Brahmanas to convince Drupada that Pandavas must live only in Panchala and living in Hastinapura would be a threat to their lives. We should hire few skilled people who should get closer to the Pandavas and cause differences among the brothers. Else, we should cause Draupadi to care less about Pandavas. As she has too many husbands, it would be easy. Or we should make Pandavas hate her. We should hire competent warriors and get Bhimasena killed. Bhima is a strong warrior, the only hope for Pandavas. If we kill him, Pandavas get weak and they wouldn't attempt to get the kingdom. If Bhima is gone, Arjuna is 1/4 of Karna and we can defeat them any day in any battle. If they still choose to come to Hastina and live under our command, then we should use beautiful women on them. When they succumb to lust, Draupadi would hate them. We should send Karna to bring them back. Once they come, we should get them killed by their own people. If you choose any of these ideas, we wouldn't get the blame. This is what I think. You should decide if it is good enough. Karna, what do you think? Then Karna said, Duryodhana, I don't think it's a good idea. None of these ideas will work on Pandavas. We have tried better plans when they were kids here. Now they have grown up and have help from the foreign lands. I think they will not succumb to any of these plans. Luck is favoring them now. Also, they grew a desire to obtain their father's kingdom. They are brothers who married the same woman. Do you think you can create differences among them? That's impossible. Nor it is possible to separate Draupadi from Pandavas. That woman chose them when they were begging on the streets. Now, after knowing who they are, why would she hate them? Also, all women have a desire to get many men as husbands. She got it without any effort. Why would she hate that? Drupada, on the other hand, is of great character. Even if you give your entire kingdom, he wouldn't leave Pandavas. Forget buying him with money. So are the sons of Drupada. We have one chance though. Before Pandavas gather strength and allies, we should attack them. Our army is strong and Drupada is a small king. Before Drupada thinks of attacking us with his sons and before Krishna reaches there with his army, we should attack them. Krishna will sacrifice money, riches and his entire kingdom for Pandavas. Valor is the only jewel for Kshatriyas. We should attack Panchala immediately with our mighty army. There is no other option, said Karna. Then Dhritarashtra said, Karna, you are very intelligent. You spoke like a true warrior. Both of you discuss the idea with Bhishma, Drona and Vidura and do what is best for us. Later, Dhritarashtra called his ministers, Bhishma, Drona and others to discuss with them the plan of action. On hearing the proposal, Bhishma said, Pandu is as dear to me as Dhritarashtra and I am definitely not fine with the idea of waging a war against Pandavas. I love the Dhartarashtras and Pandavas equally. They too need my protection. It's our responsibility. It's your responsibility to Dhritarashtra. I am against fighting the Pandavas and I suggest you to give them half of the kingdom. This belongs to their forefathers as well. Duryodhana, you are thinking that this kingdom belongs to your father. Same way, they too think that the kingdom belongs to their father. If Pandavas do not deserve the kingdom, you definitely do not. They acquired the kingdom rightfully and you got it by deceit. Think right and give half of the kingdom heartfully to them. If you act against, it will cause great disrepute to you. A man who loses his respect is as good as a dead man. For what had happened in Lakshagriha, people are accusing you more than the dead Purochana. If you share the kingdom, that will wash your sins. Pandavas follow dharma and they all stick to one word. You have resorted to adharma and put them to hardships. If you want to follow dharma or if you want to please me or if you at least think of the well-being of the people, give them half of the kingdom. Then Dronacharya said, Dhritarashtra, on being called upon advice, one should give the advice that is within the folds of dharma and that is beneficial for the king. I got this samskara through the Guru Parampara. My opinion is same as that of Bhishma. As per dharma, Pandavas must get half of the kingdom. Send an intelligent messenger to Drupada who is good with words along with gifts for Draupadi. He must time and again say that Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra were extremely pleased by this alliance. Separate gifts that are worthy of respect should be sent to the Pandavas and Kunti apart from the ones sent for Draupadi. Send Dushasana and Vikarna to receive the Pandavas. After they come here, treat them with respect and establish them on the throne. Then Karna said, Maharaja, you are considering Bhishma and Drona as your advisors and treating them with respect. No wonder they are giving you such advice. How can we trust someone who is pretending to give good advice while harboring evil thoughts in their vicious hearts? In times of hardship, friends and well-wishers should give good advice. A king who listens to advice from these kind of people is destined to suffer. If the king is lucky enough, the kingdom will prosper. I urge you to listen to me and understand the true intentions of your ministers and advisors. Drona then yelled at Karna and said, "You evil one, out of pure hatred for Pandavas, you are attributing ill intentions to us. This is what I think will be beneficial for the Kauravas. If you think otherwise, put your silly plan to action and destroy the Kauravas." Then finally Vidura spoke. "Maharaja, Bhishma, Dronacharya and Karna are all your well-wishers. You have been seeing Bhishma and Drona since ages. Why would they give you bad advice? To take Karna's suggestion into consideration, we need to realize the strength of Pandavas too. Arjuna cannot be defeated even by Indra. Bhima has the strength of 1,000 elephants. The twins, they are no less than the sons of Yama. And Yudhishthira is known for his valor, patience, truth and bravery in the war. On top of that, they have the support of Balarama, Krishna, their younger brother Satyaki and thereby the entire Yadava clan along with the army of Drupada. After all the hate that you have got from people for burning Lakshagriha, this should be the ideal corrective measure. Duryodhana, Karna and Shakuni do not follow dharma and are young boys who cannot foresee the risk. I have told this to you earlier too, but listen again. Because of Duryodhana, the entire population must not suffer." Convinced by the argument, Dhritarashtra said, "Vidura, this kingdom belongs to Pandavas as much as it belongs to my sons. Go to Panchala and bring them here." Thank you. Jai Shriman Narayana.
Thank you.